Yeah, thanks for that. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited about the juniors. If I say juniors, it's not really juniors. It's young guys who's going to play senior rugby. And I always believe when you're good enough, you're old enough. Or you old enough, you're good enough. So yeah, it's a big honor and a privilege for us to start introducing these guys. We've done it before off the bench and stuff. But we did build these guys over the last 3 years. And it's now time to start testing them. Sometimes in a combination, sometimes one by one, but it's very exciting.
So obviously, how much of this is introduced, was planned, pre-planned, and how much of this, I suppose, is a knee-jerk from the performance?
Yeah, Brenden, good question. You always, when you get a chance, we've got it on my whiteboard in the office. We've got it there, the players what we want to blood and at what stage. So it's easy to say it's rotational, but sometimes certain players lose their form, and it's a good chance to pick other players. But it's a tough kind of job when you've got 45 guys in a group and there's work for 15 on a given day, and then for 8 guys coming off the bench. So, but they know there's no one not happy in our camp, and the guys who's not playing, they'll work harder. That's how it works.
So it's a lot of changes in one go. Was it a tough week after 2 defeats that you hadn't suffered often in the past, and that was there a lot of hard talking amongst you guys as coaches and players and that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely no panic stage in this. It was, as I said earlier, it was after the 80th minute that we lost in Newlands. The other years we drew 19 all there, and then last year I think we beat them 23-20. So still 2 tries apiece. You mustn't read too much into that. What did happen the week afterwards was a very excellent performance of how to suffocate the team by the Bulls, and they've got a very good spine. They've got an experienced spine, very experienced, with 2 Springbok scrum offs. So yeah, that's it. We carry on. You can't dwell too much in the past in our game. It's almost like Saturday night you can't sleep. Sunday night after church you start feeling better. Sunday morning you got to be positive. We all got to face one another, and then get positive. Otherwise, a mistake I've learned in my earlier days as a coach, to dwell too long on the past is a killer.
Swys, in the past sort of 4 seasons, 3 seasons, you guys at this stage of the tournament, you guys would have had about double the points that you have now. Is that a bit of a concern that you guys are not really starting as well as you did in the past seasons?
Yeah, I would have loved to have more points. We had last year 9 points at this stage, and the year before 9, I think, as well. Now we're sitting on 5. But if you're a golfer, I love almost my golf terms. If I double start with a par double drop, let's look at birdies again. That's the way to stay process driven. Hello, Melly. To stay process driven and to keep working and not to worry too much about that. It is a long competition. And I just want to say it again. I said it yesterday in that thing I did with Annemie and Bobo, and it was, I just wanted to say it again and get it off my heart. I believe in seasons. It's time for new guys. It's time for this. I'm not talking about building. Building is like a cliche everyone hates, and don't want to use that. But I'm so excited about these youngsters. It is amazing. There's beautiful. Honestly, I thought this morning, thinking about this whole team and the whole thing, I was thinking, I think we've got some of the best, if not the best, junior players coming up in the world. They were fantastic in the SA under 21s, our players specifically. We had a lot of them there. They come through a brilliant recruiting system. From Rudolph and Altman right through, they back our youth systems. That's what we do. So that's why I'm excited. And if you don't get the results straight away, I would love it. You don't know when it's going to come. But one thing I tell you what, I'll stand and fall by that. These guys are going to come through, and when they come through, it's going to be fantastic, because they are good. There's a lot of good youngsters, and they've been groomed well.
On that, Swys, how much time are you giving these youngsters to sort of get into the mold of senior rugby, as per se? Because it's definitely not going to be easy because of how young they are. How much time do you give these guys to sort of get into the groove of senior rugby?
We've got a system that we started a few years back that we do sort of, there's a way of play at the Lions. And even when Melly was under 21, he was introduced straight away, him and Dylan Smith and some of the guys. And that's where we sort of started with it. Like on a Tuesday, we'll have them down training against us. Often when I do a topic on rugby or whatever, they'll come and join us. They'll go up and down. And then we've got great young coaches, Shawnee Erasmus, Mzwaki and Wessel. They're brilliant there, and they coach according to what we want on top. So when there's a transition, it's easy. So no panic stages at this stage as far as I'm concerned.
Coach, if you dwell on that young midfield, you've obviously, as you say, you have a lot of faith in them, because to put two youngsters in a team that's lost two on the trot, you've obviously seen something there that excites you and that you believe in. What is that?
Yeah, it's not only two youngsters, it's about 7 of them. So that's how much I believe in them and the way forward. You know, if you look at Nathan Macbeth, where he comes from and how he played for our junior teams, as a youngster, 20, 21 years old. You look at Vincent, exciting young guy. He's going to come through the 2 locks. They babies. So it's a young pack, but that's the way how you do it. They are surrounded by guys like Malcolm and Kwacha. It's a pity about Marvin Ori not there to lead them, and it's a pity that Warren is out. But that's how you learn, man. That's the only way you learn, and we'll get there. Maybe sooner than we hope or think. And it's a big, big challenge. We're playing a full-on international side that we did catch a bit of sleep overseas, and they're going to come.
So
they showed it against the other teams.
Sorry, Swys, saying that, as you say, you're playing a full international team now. The previous 2 losses, the previous 2 games before this were away. The one home loss is obviously, in the way the conference system works, hurts you a bit more. Is it not, there'll be people that maybe say that this is quite a big gamble, given that if you lose a second home game against these guys, they will put you guys back quite a bit. Yeah,
yes, Brenden, you've been around in this game, and you're 100% right. You know, it's a catch-22 situation. You've got to sometimes have the guts to do what you do. Because I can argue the other argument as well, you know. When is ready? When is the perfect timing? The knife cuts both ways. So in our case, when I announced this team very early on Monday morning, and it was clear to everyone that, and everyone was happy, and we're carrying on. That's how we operate here as brothers.
I suppose, Swys, you've got a bit of an X factor about you now that the Jaguares won't know what's coming.
Yeah.
That's also something in your favour, I suppose.
I never thought of that one, yeah, but you're right.
Yeah.
If you yourself don't know what's coming, how the hell are they going to know?